Lilium and GE Aerospace have partnered to enhance safety for eVTOL aircraft through advanced flight data systems. GE's Event Measurement System, EMS, is trusted by over 60 airlines, 500 business jet operators. It really is going to be integrating with Lilium's data platform, which offers insights to support Lilium Jet operators. This collaboration really is laying the groundwork for flight data monitoring and quality assurance program, which reinforces safety and efficiency for eVTOL operations. I don't know. I would be excited to get into an eVTOL if I knew that all of this was behind it. But it sounds like the first customer deliveries of the Lilium Jet are slated for 2026. And then it sounds like the eVTOL market is projected to hit $1 trillion by 2040. That's 15 years to hit $1 trillion.
That's a lot of money. But did I just hear Greg say you would be willing to get in an eVTOL?
More willing, depending on the safety that is behind it. So
anybody who has watched this show before, every time we talk about these, knows that Greg wants nothing to do with them. So this is big news. Yeah. This collaboration, in order to help make things safe enough for Greg to feel comfortable, which is what this is all about. This collaboration is going to hinge on proper data sharing, proper data analytics. And I could argue either one of these. So I'm just going to go with whatever Andrew doesn't say.
I've been tracking eVTOLs for years, and I'll be blunt. I'm a big fan. I'm first in line when the first one takes off. I really am. I'm such a good thing. But it's consistent. All of these startups are hitting the same challenges, which is regulatory hurdles, missing ever-evolving safety standards with eVTOL tech is the real bottleneck, especially when you're under heavy scrutiny from aviation authorities all over the world.
See, I think that what they're doing here is going to help get all those regulations to actually be passable, because this whole collaboration here, this whole thing is about figuring out the safety, making everything more safe based off of flight data. And they already have an event measurement system that is being used by airlines around the world, 60 airlines. There's so much data there that they can now use to figure out how are we going to integrate our new flight paths and flight devices, all these, what are we going to have? I don't know, hundreds, thousands of eVTOLs buzzing around the city, Jetson style at some point. There's so much data to figure out and then analyze of how do we make all of this safe. So I think you still have to figure out what you're doing with the data. How are you analyzing it? How are you sharing it properly? All of that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. I love the whole data sharing and the analytics side of things. It's beautiful, but it ain't going to mean too much if your regulators ground your entire operation over safety concerns. So you can have all the data in the world, but if it doesn't pass that, and this is a technical term now, bureaucratic sniffy test, those jets are not going to leave the ground anytime soon.
Bureaucratic sniffy test.
Yeah. What you got to say?
I'll have to confirm that. Fact check it.
Yeah, we'll have to Google, see if that's actually a real technical term. But I do think that we're arguing, quote unquote, against each other here, but really figuring out how to make things safe is what we're both actually driving.
Yeah, we're aiming for the same thing.
That's how you get that's what the regulations are for, is safety. Yeah. So I think that the investment here is actually showing us clearly that big companies are expecting eVTOL to be a gigantic industry, and they're trying to pave the airways. I'm going to go with that, pave the airways to prepare for this. Having a real-time monitoring and flight data analysis is going to help make this a safe and exciting way to travel so that we can get Greg to fly around.
So the number one solution that we would introduce here for me, because we're all in that kind of regulatory spotlight piece, is going to be quality management and certification. You get that, you take care of everything. We need a system that's going to track compliance from day one across every single angle, be that FDM, QA, safety benchmarks, etc. Every box needs to be checked for these jets to get them airborne.
And we'd be a little bit remiss if we didn't point out that in order to figure out what you're talking about, as far as, how do we use these regulations and get quality management control, and also how does analyze the data I was talking about above. We could always use predictive maintenance with AI.
Yeah, exactly. That's your AI solution, isn't it? Is once you've got them flying, is predictive maintenance analytics is going to be needed. So you can make sure you're monitoring that flight data, preemptively flagging maintenance needs. So you're not just meeting safety standards, but also staying ahead of them, keeping those jets in the air and the regulator off your back.